Hi, this is Jennifer with Adminjus. Welcome back. This video is going to be on how to set up a domain within WHM. So let's get started. First, you're going to log into your server with your username and password. Once you log in, you're going to get your feature showcase. You're going to exit to WHM. You can click close to push that window out faster. So this is the menu that I talked about in the last video. I love this menu because there's so many options, but it's easily searchable. If you want to create a domain, you can type create. It'll automatically pop up create a new account, and that's how you set up a domain and also how to set up cPanel accounts. If you want to list your existing domains or cPanel accounts, you can type list and you'll see list accounts. If you want to delete your account, you can type delete, but it's actually terminate an account. And you click it and you can choose the domain you want to terminate and confirm the termination and go from there. But we are not doing that. We're going to create a new account. So we're going to click create a new account, and here we can put in our domain name. So our domain, I already have it here, My Happy Domain. And then it'll autofill your username, but you can change that to what you want it to be. But by default, it does the domain, and that works for me. Now you put in your password, and you retype your password. You can also choose, this is great, the password generator. You can generate a password that you feel comfortable with. Make sure that you copy it. You select that you have copied it, and you select use password. And there you go. It tells you you have a very strong password. And then you put in your email address for your reseller or your domain. And then you have an option to choose a package. So the package is where you can set domain limits for this account or account limits. I don't have any created, but if you want to create one, you can select options manually and put in the information that you want to limit. So you can limit disk space, how many email accounts, how many databases. A big one is maximum hourly email by domain relayed. So you can say, this domain can only send 100 emails an hour. You can set that here. If you like your settings and you want to use them on all of your domains or accounts, you can click this to save manual settings as a package and then create your package. I am not doing these. I'm going to uncheck them and move to the next section. So you also have your settings. Your settings are where you can specify your theme. You can do X3, which is the stable original version, and Paper Lantern, which is the newer version. As I said previously as well, Paper Lantern is easier to use, but for now we're going to stick with X3 because it is still the standard theme that's being used. Then you can choose your locale to change the language. I'm sticking with English. You can make your account a reseller, which basically gives it cPanel access, and then you can make the account own itself. That gives it additional permission so that it can modify its own account. I'll show you how to log into cPanel after this. Then you have your DNS settings. Your DNS settings, you would leave these at default really, except for the DNS. You can use the name server specified at the domain registrar. You can overwrite DNS zones. DKIM is enabled by default. Just leave that as a default. It's for if you ever have problems with mail, though, you can uncheck that. Remove it later so that way you don't run into any problems. Enable SPF on this account. This is a very lax SPF rule. For more information on SPF, you should definitely Google it and spend some time reviewing what you would properly set. This is, like I said, a relaxed SPF setting, so you can enable it, but you don't have to. Importantly, you have mail routing settings. If you are not hosting mail on your server, you need to make sure to choose remote mail exchanger. So if you have this domain, and let's say you're hosting mail on Gmail, you have to choose remote, because if you have a form on your site and you try to send an email to your own domain and it's set to local, it'll try to deliver locally and it won't know that it needs to leave the server. So you'll select remote. I'm going to leave it at local because I'm not actually, this is a fake domain, I'm not hosting mail, So we're going to leave that. And then we click Create. Once you've created your account, it shows you all of your information. It shows you your domain, your IP, the password you chose, all of this information. And it's completed. So then I'm going to go to List, and there it is, my happy domain. So you can access cPanel from this link, which is accessible from WHM. So you're basically logging in as root and logging into WHM, or so this is the WHM entry. 2087 is the port for WHM. 2083 is the port for cPanel. You should start with HTTPS. Oh, yep, I got my cookie is invalid. And then you're going to log in with that login information. And that was my password. Ooh. So you're going to log in with the user and the password. And it logs you into cPanel. So this is what you would see if you had somebody working with you and you gave them that login information. And they can do many things with the accounts. A couple of basics, setting up email, creating backups, your file manager, where you can manage your files. This takes you above public HTML, and you can see all of your folders that are above that. And then you can see your public HTML folder. You also have your logs, where you can view your logs. We just created this, so this is probably not the best option, but see, tomorrow you would start to see things. And then you can create additional domains, and you can create park domains where they're just sitting with this domain. They're not really using individual sites. You can set up redirects, you set up your databases, access PHPMyAdmin. You have web application choices. This isn't available on all cPanel accounts. I think this is an Installatron version, so that's why you have all these options. It's good to get Installatron. If you have that available to you, you should utilize it. You can configure PHP, then you have some advanced options. Here's your cron jobs, and a link to WHM, which I'm assuming is because we chose. Yeah, see, I can't change the, it's funny. It's because we have control of our own account. So you basically see a limited version of WHM, and it will not allow access outside of that domain. So that could cause some security issues. I probably would not check that box if I didn't want to give somebody additional access, because they don't need it. That's the second box that you checked earlier. And that is about it. So you log out, and you have your domain created. You can FTP to it, upload to it. You should be good to go. And leave any questions you have in the comments, and have a great day.